Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for just giving everyone a moment to connect to audio, and then we'll start the webinar. Thanks for joining, everyone. We're just giving people one more moment to connect, and then we'll begin the webinar. Thanks for being with us today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our ISPCAN November Prevention Campaign webinar series. ISPCAN's monthly international webinars are always free of charge and cover diverse topics and programs which are presented by subject matter experts from around the globe. These 90-minute sessions are designed to help you, our members and partners in the ISPCAN community, gain access to knowledge and expertise to inform care, improve practice, and drive policy change. All this critical to help improve the outcomes for children globally. We are so excited about today because this is the kickoff for our November prevention campaign. This campaign is 90 days of highlighting the great prevention programs of our ISPCAN country partners and international partners. It's 90 days of providing cutting-edge open access prevention resources on our website and throughout social media. And we want you to be part of this campaign. Please share a resource with us. Use the hashtag #RiseUpToEndChildAbuse so we can work together as a global community to share multidisciplinary best practices. These 19 days end with the International World Child Prevention Day on November 20th. As part of this campaign, today's session, which we'll hear more about later, as well as 2 other webinars coming up with our country partner Eliza on November 8th, we'll talk about the value of multidisciplinary approaches to child abuse prevention, best practices and sustainable applications. And from our country partner, The Smile of the Child on November 15th, understanding and responding to children who run away from home and institutions with the cutting-edge RADAR program. And to kick us off today, this groundbreaking program, Breaking Barriers with Song, the global impact of the My Body is My Body music program. We're so excited to kick off our prevention campaign with this wonderful session. And tips for making the most of today's session. Please engage with us. This session is meant to be an active, interactive learning platform. Please participate by sharing your comments in the chat and your questions in the Q&A box throughout the webinar. We'll begin the open Q&A session immediately at the conclusion of the presentation. Also, please take a moment to introduce yourself to other attendees, our moderators, and our featured presenter in the chat box. Let us know where you're joining us from, your organization, and your discipline. To enhance your experience, you may enable closed captioning from your Zoom control bar by choosing Captions. And as always, for joining us today, a recording of this session and the panel discussion, plus presentation slides and links to all featured resources will be sent directly to you at the conclusion of the webinar. Our key learning objectives for today's session is to learn more about the My Body is My Body program, which has been translated into 27 languages, and the animations have been viewed over 1.5 million times on YouTube. To empower parents, teachers, social workers, pediatricians, and mental health professionals on how to engage with children about child abuse prevention through the medium of music and fun animations. And to learn how to educate young children about body safety, body empowerment, the validity of their feelings, and speaking up when they have problems by saying no to secrets. And to learn how to teach children to stay safe on the internet, covering topics of safe passwords, cyberbullying, understanding internet safety and privacy, sharing photos and videos, and the importance of asking for help. And now to meet our creator of this program and presenter today, Chrissy Sykes, creator of My Body is My Body program and CEO of the My Body is My Body organization. Foundation president of Global Goodwill Ambassadors for Child Welfare, and co-editor of Ambassador magazine. Chrissy is an accomplished and award-winning singer and songwriter and recording artist who has left an indelible mark on the music scenes in both South Africa and Nashville, Tennessee. However, her passion for making a positive impact on the world led her to channel her songwriting skills into a groundbreaking program called My Body is My Body 34 years ago. Beyond the animations, the program also offers free courses on preventing child maltreatment, a safeguarding fundamentals course, a course for new mothers, and a digital explorers course introducing young children to the internet. We are so excited for you to learn more about this cutting-edge program from its creator and author. Thank you, Chrissy. It's all up to you
now. Thank you so much, Jane, for the great introduction. And let me just share my screen, and so that we can start. Firstly, thank you very much for all of you being here. It's lovely to be able to share, and thank you to ISPACAN for giving me the opportunity to be able to share our program with you all. And thank you to all of them for their amazing support, because it's a real honor to be here. So thank you. Right, here we go with the introductions. I'd like to introduce you to the My Body is My Body program. It's a groundbreaking initiative that is making a real difference in communities worldwide. It's an internationally acclaimed musical program designed to educate children on body safety through engaging and age-appropriate music, activities, and animated videos. All our programs, courses, and resources are open access, which means it's open to all with no fees at all. Our program is available in 27 languages, and you can see a list here on the right. And again, this will be something that you can access after the program. And we have presented this program to well over 2 million children in 60 countries in person, through our ambassadors and our volunteers, and then over another 1.5 million children and parents have watched it on our YouTube channel. So we're very, very proud of what we've achieved through mainly with no funding and just wonderful, wonderful volunteers that have helped get this out, translate all our product for us. So we're really, really happy that we've been able to do this. Recently, we did a competition and asking in conjunction with a wonderful group called the Global Goodwill Ambassadors Foundation. And we asked people in their communities to get the children to sing the songs or dance to our songs, and they could win prizes. So there was a singing competition, a dancing competition, and a drawing competition. And I've put a few videos together just to show you what kind of impact and how the children enjoy doing the songs. And also, although this program is for 3 to 10-year-olds, how even the teenagers are getting involved with the program. It just lends itself because it's music. So we're going to start with this so that you can just get a flavor of what you can do. And then I'll explain the 6 different songs to you and how they make an impact. So here's a little video, and I hope this plays well for all of you.
Hello, my name is Sister Afumbam Blanche, a member of the Holy Family Choir of Yaoundé, Cameroon. We are going to sing some songs, have some fun, and learn about how to keep safe. You know, our bodies are very special, that nobody has the right to hurt us, touch our private parts. or do anything that makes us feel uncomfortable because it's as
Oh, sorry. Trying to get rid of that chat. There you go.
Hello, my name is
Sorry, I'm messing this up.
Hello, my name is Sister Afumbam Blanche.
There you go. There we go.
Fun and learn about how to keep safe. You know, our bodies are very special, that nobody has the right to hurt us, touch our private parts, or do anything that makes us feel uncomfortable because it's our special body. We are going to start by singing and demonstrating the My Body is My Body. And I want you to sing along with me.
It's my body, my body. Nobody has the right to hurt me. 'Cause my body is my body for me. It's my body, and nobody has the right to touch me. 'Cause my body is my body for me. I've got 2 hands to feel, and 2 eyes to see, and 2 ears to hear what you're telling me. I've got 2 strong legs where I go, and only that's the kind of life that I don't want to show. My body, and nobody has the right to touch me. My body is my body for me. It's my body, and nobody has a right to touch me. 'Cause my body is my body for me. I've got hair on my head, I want you to see, and a little belly button in the middle of me. I've got a cute little nose and 10 little toes, and I've got a mouth to tell you what I want you to know. It's my body, and nobody has the right to hurt me. 'Cause my body, and nobody has the right to hurt me. 'Cause my body is my body for me. It's my body, and nobody has the right to touch me. C'est mon corps, et personne n'a le droit de me blesser. Je dis, laissez-la dire après
So we allowed the children to also create their own song around My Body, which is the last couple, the Moncore one from DRC, and we had one from Ivory Coast, and then we also had children singing their other songs. So there's loads on the website, and we're going to share the YouTube channel with you so you can see the kids from all around the world. I want to just show you how this whole thing started, because I didn't actually set out to do this. I was a singer and songwriter, and I'd been invited to come to Nashville to sing and record from South Africa. And on my way to America, I stopped off in England, and this story about this little girl called Kimberly was in the newspaper at the time. And this little girl changed my life. She was a 4.5-year-old little girl that was starved, dehydrated, beaten, covered in cigarette burns and bruises. And she weighed, at 4 years old, she weighed 24 pounds when she died. 8 months prior to this, Kimberly was in a happy foster home. But unfortunately, she went back to her parents with her brothers and sisters. And she was dead 8 months later. And I read this, and I think it resonated with me because my third child, my third daughter, looked a lot like Kimberly, and I kept looking at these photos and thinking, how on earth could this happen? How could you do this to this child? So I wrote a song called Kimberly on the flight over to America. And I was starting to do my singing, but at a dinner party, the hostess asked me to sing a song. So I sat down and played the song Kimberly for the first time for the guests, unaware that one of the guests was the president of the Texas Child Welfare Board, who loved the song. He said, could they use it to raise funds for awareness for Child Abuse Prevention Month in April in Texas. So they also asked me to do a 4-week tour to help raise awareness and for child abuse prevention, which I agreed to. So we recorded the song, and then I went out on this tour. We sold 14,000 records and raised $70,000 for the Texas Child Welfare Board, which was amazing. So I went on this tour, and I thought I'd be presenting the facts to community groups and parents. But the first day, I found myself in front of 500 junior school children. I felt totally out of my depth and unprepared. So I sang a few songs and then started talking about child abuse and about preventing child abuse. And this is where I first shared my sexual abuse as a child. I had never, ever shared this with anybody. And the children were so receptive and open to talking about this subject. As I shared my feelings about growing up and thinking that I was the only child this had ever happened to, and using the music and talking about child abuse, it's helped to soften the subject between talking about it. So after the presentation, we were shocked because at least 15% of the children came forward and told us about their abuse, which was absolutely astounding. Luckily, we had school counselors there and people from the Department of Human Services to take care of the children that came forward. But it was a shock to see how the music made a difference to approaching this subject. The next day, I presented at a high school where there were 2,000 kids in the bleachers in the school hall, and the response was overwhelming. Countless children felt empowered to come and share their experiences, and it became evident that music could be a powerful tool for this fight against child abuse. By the end of the week, I suggested to the people that I was working with that the combination of music and the subject of child abuse prevention were a powerful partnership. And would they like me to write a program using music? Working closely with these professionals, I put together the program with their suggested materials, and it was approved by the Department of Human Services in Texas and later became approved curriculum in the state of Tennessee. Over the next 5 years, I had the honor of teaching this program to over 350,000 children in the USA with great results. The program received numerous awards from the state of Tennessee, Texas, and Florida. But after that, I wanted to reach more children. So I thought about putting the songs on YouTube. And I thought, I don't think if I put it on YouTube with me talking about it, it would work. So I thought that animations would be the way to go, but I didn't have funding. So I spent the next 4 years and taught myself to animate and recording the songs. And in 2017, I released the first 6 songs of the program. And as soon as I'd shared them, I started getting requests to translate it into different languages. And to date, we have 27 languages, including American Sign Language. And the songs have been recorded in 17 languages. And as I say, this has all been done by wonderful volunteers and our ambassadors. So I'm really excited. But at this time is where our association with ISPCAN started, because the very first person that I sent this to was then the president of ISPCAN, which was Dr. Tufail Mohammed. And Dr. Tufail is now on the MBIMB board of directors. So I'm very honored to have him there. And as I say, it started our wonderful journey of partnering with ISPCAN. So why use music? Music is a universal language that we all enjoy in many different genres, and it's also an important part of most of our lives. According to the Johns Hopkins University research shows that listening to music can reduce anxiety, blood pressure, and pain, as well as improve sleep quality, mood, mental alertness, and memory. But music can also play a key part in educating children. A 2016 study at the University of Southern California's Brain and Creativity Institute found that musical experiences in childhood can actually accelerate brain development, particularly in the areas of language acquisition and reading skills. Dancing to music also helps children build motor skills while allowing them to practice self-expression. So as you can see, music is a powerful program, a powerful tool to use. So using music to approach young children about the subject of child abuse is a powerful tool that not only strengthens memory skills, stimulates speech and communication skills, accelerates brain development, but it also gives us the opportunity to open the lines of communication about this difficult subject in a positive, fun, and empowering way. Music has the power to hold a child's attention, and the more involved a child is, the more this important subject matter they retain. So it's really a fantastic way of approaching child abuse prevention. Okay, so this program aims to help children develop an understanding of what is and isn't appropriate behavior towards their bodies, how to identify potentially harmful situations, and how to ask for help if needed. It teaches children to speak up and how to tell if they've got a problem. It teaches children who to tell if they have a problem. It discusses the subject of not keeping secrets, which, as we know, is a child abuser's biggest friend, to get children to keep secrets. And it discusses feelings. So really, really important things that we need children to understand. So who can present the My Body is My Body program? The program is simple, and that means it can be taught by many different types of professionals and community leaders, school principals and teachers, youth group coordinators, local counselors, therapists, religious leaders, sports coaches, PTA associations, librarians, local policemen, scout troop leaders, childcare centre owners and staff, people in non-profit organisations, and healthcare professionals. In fact, anyone that works with children. The program is memorable, and it helps open the channels of communication about the subject of abuse, which is of the utmost importance. Right. I just want to go through these facts. Many of you will know them, but for the people that don't know these facts about child abuse and why we need to deal with this. Firstly, there are over 1 billion children every year that are abused. And with the wars that are going on now and with COVID, everything has increased. And because it's put more pressure on our societies, more pressure on parents, and the children are the ones that are suffering. And these are the things that can be caused by child abuse. Low self-esteem, emotional problems, depression and or anxiety, eating disorders, self-harm, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, problems with physical injuries, burns or fractures, difficulty forming and maintaining relationships. They can be infected with life-changing sexually transmitted diseases, and they can have impaired neural connectivity, which can result in learning difficulties and regulation of emotions. So by not dealing with this subject at a young age and preventing child abuse, our children are suffering lifelong problems that we really need to deal with. And also, this creates a tremendous burden on society, as there are significant social and economic costs to all of this. So this is just some of the reasons we have to take this subject so seriously. I'd like to just show you a few pre and post studies that we've done within our community. So on studying our pre and post statistics from the program, we found that children have vastly increased their understanding of their body rights and what to do in difficult situations. We conducted this survey with 200 NGO ambassadors and volunteers from around the world. So these were people in all different areas of the world. And these are their insights to their experiences with our program. So 98% said that they were happy with the resources provided, because we do provide a lot of resources, and I will go through those at a later stage. 99% said MBIMB made a major impact in helping the children to learn how to keep themselves safe from abuse. 96.4% said the children were still able to identify inappropriate adult behaviors when the program was repeated months later. So the children are retaining this information that we're giving them. And we believe a lot of it's to do with the music. And 98% said the children had a good knowledge of body safety, and they demonstrated behaviors that would help them keep safe. So we know that with our 200 ambassadors and volunteers, there was a big difference being made in the areas we're using this program. There are 6 songs in the program, and I'm just going to go through the quick objectives of each song. The My Body is My Body song, to teach children that their bodies are their own. No one has a right to hurt them or touch them or touch their private parts. If it don't feel right, don't do it. This is to teach children to listen to their feelings, talk about peer pressure, and help children with body empowerment. The What If game, this is to teach children to say no with authority in difficult situations. Song 4, if you've got a problem, tell somebody. This is reinforcing the learning of telling someone if there's a problem, and if that person doesn't listen, to keep telling till somebody does. Song 5, this is a song called Love is Gentle, and we teach children that love is supposed to be gentle and kind, and it's all about caring and sharing and trusting. And song 6, as I mentioned earlier about secrets, say no to secrets, to teach children not to keep secrets if somebody is hurting them or touching them inappropriately. So how do we approach this program? We want to keep it, first of all, simple, make it fun, keep it positive, and also the big thing is to keep children's innocence. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to teach children about child abuse because, you know, it'll take away their innocence. We're not doing that. We just give them good, solid advice on how to keep safe, who to talk to. So the whole thing is to keep children's innocence, but keep them safe at the same time. So keep it fun. The songs are fun, positive animations introduced by a character called Cynthia. And I chose that name because I named her after my mother, Cynthia. And this is the name she used to be called as a child. This should help you keep the message simple. You can sing along, do hand movements, dance, and make the message memorable. Keep it simple. As I said, children do not need to know in-depth details about abuse. Give them simple rules. Nobody should be hurting you. Nobody should be touching your private parts. Nobody should take photos of your private parts. If you have a problem, tell somebody. Don't keep secrets if someone's hurting you, and tell someone if you're being bullied. And keep it positive. A big, big biggie there. The main objective is to empower children so they feel positive about their bodies and safe in the knowledge that they have someone to talk to if there is a problem. So dealing with child abuse, most people are turned off by it because of the negative subject matter, but we can teach our children to keep safe in a positive way, an empowering way. So this is the first song, My Body is My Body. So this is how we would teach the children. And these images are from the children's workbooks. So we've got children's workbooks in around about 28 languages. And these are for the children to go along. They've got all the words to the songs and also things where they can join in some activities and things. So we say to the kids, today we're going to learn about our bodies. Did you know that your body is very special? It's the only body that you have, and it belongs only to you. We have lots of different parts of our body. So we hair, ears, mouth, eyes, and all of that. But we also have private parts. Your private parts are where your underpants or your swimsuit covers. And nobody should be touching your private parts. So here we get the children to join, to draw a line to each part of the body so that they know where their private parts and everything else is. But it's just a good little activity for them to join in. So there are only certain times when someone would touch your private parts. When you are young, your mommy or daddy or the person who looks after you will have to wash your private parts. But as you grow bigger, you'll learn how to wash your own body. If you have private parts that are sore, mommy or daddy or your carer might have to put medicine there. But I also tell children if they feel uncomfortable, they can put their own medicine on if they're old enough. If you're sick or sore, the doctor might have to touch your private parts. But a parent or someone that cares for you should always be with you as well. So we're just giving the kids, these are the times that somebody would maybe touch your private parts. But apart from that, it's no. No one else should ever be touching your private parts. If somebody wants you to look at their private parts are private. Say no and tell a safe adult. Never let anyone take a photo of your private parts. And if somebody tries to touch your private parts, say no, tell a safe adult. And then we go through things like nobody should punch you, nobody should kick you, nobody should leave bruises, nobody should cut you or burn you or do anything that hurts you because it's your body. So tell a safe adult. So again, we're just giving everybody basic rules. And then we do the My Body is My Body song. Just having a look how we're doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is probably play about half the song because I'm not sure if we're going to have time to play all of the songs.
It's my body, my body. Nobody has the right to hurt me. 'Cause my body is my body for me. It's my body, my body. And nobody has the right to touch me. 'Cause my body is my body for me. I've got 2 hands to feel and 2 eyes to see and 2 ears to hear what you're telling me. I've got 2 strong legs to take me where I go, and I've also got some private parts that I don't want to show. It's my body, my body, and nobody has the right to hurt me. 'Cause my
Okay, so you've got an idea of that. And then we also have on our YouTube channel, we've got some teens doing a teen version of that song. So if you want to play it for older kids, you can use our teen version. Song 2, let's talk about feelings. So it's really important that children know that we all have the same types of feelings, because I think sometimes kids don't think that other people are going through the same thing as they are. So we go through these kind of feelings. And I'd like to say here that for special education children, we also have this booklet with Makaton images, so that children, special education children, can do this program with the Makaton images in the booklet. So we're trying to make sure that every single child can take part in this program. So sometimes we feel uncomfortable when people touch our bodies or try to get us to do things that we know are wrong. So when you feel that something's not right or something makes you feel uncomfortable, say no, tell a safe adult. And remember, this song that we're going to do is, if it don't feel right, don't do it. And we can talk about peer pressure here. We talk about bullying. If somebody wants to hurt you, hit you, or push you, use your voice, shout no, stop, and help. Act brave and tell somebody. So we're just giving kids all through this information on how to stay safe, and that if they do feel uncomfortable, they don't have to do what that person is wanting. If it don't feel right, don't do it. And I still use this with my kids, and my kids are all grown up, got their own children now. But when they phone me and ask me for advice, and I say, how do you feel about it? Even if it's business or relationships or whatever. And then we go back to the song and they go, oh yeah, Mom, I know. If it don't feel right, don't do it. And it is a great rule to remember, because if something makes you feel uncomfortable, you have a right to say no. So that's what we want to get the message over to the children. So here's our second song.
People can touch you and say that it's cool, but remember, your body belongs to you. You're the one who knows if it don't feel right, and if it don't feel right, don't do it. Oh, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. There are people out there that think you're a fool, and they try to give you drugs and keep you out of school. Tell you to keep secrets, but you know what to do, cause if it don't feel right, don't do it. Oh, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. People can hold you and tell you they care. I'm not telling you that it's not good to share, but you'll know inside if it don't feel right, and if it don't feel right, don't do it. Oh, if it don't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So that's our second song, and the kids love that. They love singing along with that, and it's one of our most popular songs, apart from the My Body song. Okay, so the next song is called the What If game, and I always say to people, use this for what is going on in your community. It was based on a leaflet by social services in America called the What If leaflet, and giving children ideas on, what if a stranger came up to you and asked you to, gave you some sweets, or asked you to go and look for a puppy, or all those sort of things. What would you do? And a great way to do this in the classroom, if we've got any teachers here, is to put different things in a jar and then get children to pick out a question and then see if the children know what to do in case of that kind of danger. If you're alone at home and somebody's knocking on the door, what do you do? Do you let them in? Do you answer the door? No. You don't open the door, you shout no, and you tell a safe adult. So we're just giving kids, again, good information of how to keep safe. So we never go with strangers. But the other thing that I found when I was working with the children is that if you say to the kids, do you know what a stranger is? Because we were saying, don't go with strangers, don't talk to strangers. And then a lot of young kids have no idea what a stranger is. And they think it's a man. So you always trying to explain to them that it could be anybody. It can be a man or a lady. It could be somebody young or old. So it could be a teenager, could be a stranger. So it's really good to help kids understand what a stranger is. And I know strangers hurting children are a very, very small portion of abuse that happens, but it is still out there. So it's something that needs to be covered. So again, I won't go through all of this, but it's just giving kids ideas. Like if a stranger came to pick you up from school and said, your mom and dad asked me to pick you up, what would you do? You know, you'd say no because it's a stranger. And then you can also go into more depth of what would you do if they knew your mom and dad's name, or your aunts and uncles, your grand and grandpops, and they said, I'm a family friend. You'd still say no because it is a stranger. And I also suggest to parents about using the code word. I think a lot of people know about it, and I think it's a great idea of having a special code word that nobody else knows. And then we'll do a little bit of this song. It's quite long, so I'll just do a little bit of the what if game.
We're gonna play the what if game. There's questions and answers for you. If you wanna be a winner every time, this is what you've got to do. Say no. No. Just say no. What if after school a stranger tries to take you home, and they're driving in a shiny new car, and they say, hello, you want to ride? Oh no, you're a stranger. I won't go for a ride in your car, 'cause my mommy and daddy told me never to go with someone I don't know. I'd say no. Just say no.
So I'd like to say that, you know, when you're doing these songs with the kids, it's a great idea to get them involved as much as you can. When I used to do it in schools, I used to get them all to stand up and either sing and dance or shout no with their arms up. The more involved you can get the children, the more memorable the songs are, and the more it stays within their brain. So if we're trying to make an impact, you know, get the children involved, and also it becomes more fun than just sitting at a screen and watching a video. Just make it fun. It really does work. Okay, so the next song is If You've Got a Problem, Tell Someone. So first of all, this is again from the book. What is a safe adult? A safe adult is someone you can tell if you've got a problem, someone who you feel comfortable talking to and you know will help you. And here's a list of some people who you can tell if you've got a problem. So again, we give this list of children, and I have a lesson plan set out with lessons for each of these songs. And in the lesson plans, I give teachers and parents ideas to say, who else could you talk to? Because maybe not everybody that the child would like to speak to is on there. So it's always a good thing to discuss, who else can we talk to? And who else would be a safe problem? And again, we've also got to realize that a lot of the abuse is happening within the family circle or the friends of the family circle. So maybe telling mommy and daddy is not a comfortable sort of solution for these children. So maybe we need to show them that there are other people out there that they can talk to. So that is what this is all about, is giving the children, who can you talk to? Who can you feel safe sharing your problems with? And the next thing, which I think is really important, is if you've got a problem and you're trying to tell someone, these are some of the feelings that you might have. So you might feel embarrassed, but it's okay. Lots of people feel like this if they're trying to talk about their problems. You might find it hard to find the right words. It's okay. Just explain the best way you can. Your heart might beat fast and your voice might shake, but just take a deep breath and talk slowly. You might find it easier to tell a little bit at a time. It doesn't matter how you tell, just as long as you tell. You might find it easier to write it down or draw a picture about your problem. Whatever you do, just find the easiest way that feels most comfortable to you. That's what we need to share with children, is that we all feel these same things. We feel embarrassed if we're trying to talk about something uncomfortable, and it's normal. While I was doing the presentations in the schools, I got a very strong message from a child, and she was only about between 4 and 5, and she drew a picture of her holding her doll. So I mean, just like in stick figures, you know, and then she wrote "hurt me" next to it, and we were able to help her. But doing this program and then giving children the opportunity to talk or to draw or to write. After the program, I used to get the kids to write to me, which is how we got so many of our feedback cases. And I used to say to them, write to me, tell me you didn't like the show, you didn't like my singing, or you liked the songs, or, and then just as a side thing, I'd say, or if someone's hurting you and you'd like to get some help, let us know. So you just don't make a big thing of it, but just make sure that they know that it's okay, and it's going to be read, and somebody will help from that. So it's a great way to give them the opportunity to share. And then the biggest thing is to say to a child, if you tell and somebody doesn't help you or doesn't listen, doesn't do anything, then tell somebody else, and keep telling till somebody believes you. So this is the song that goes along with that.
If you've got a problem, you don't know what to do, go and tell somebody till they listen to you. You've got to find someone to tell your troubles to. If you've got a problem, find someone who'll listen to you. Talk to your mom and dad, gran and grandpa too, your aunt or your uncle or your teacher at school. You've got to keep on telling till someone listens to you. If you've got a problem, find someone to tell it to. If someone has hurt you, you don't know what to do, go and tell somebody till they listen to you. You've got to find someone to tell your troubles to. If you've got a problem, find someone who'll listen to you.
So yeah, that's the song. And normally when I do that song with kids, I get them to click their fingers and go from side to side just to get them moving and joining in. Right, I'm going to just skip through this a little bit because I've got another whole program to get through with you. So song 5 is called Love is Gentle. And I put this in because a lot of children are being abused at home and really don't know that they are being abused because they are unaware of what a normal life should be. So I'd like to put this in and saying people that look after you should make sure that you're loved, that you've got enough food to eat, that you have clean clothes, that you clean your teeth, you brush your hair, you have a bath, get plenty of sleep. They help you with your problems, and they're there to help you if you're sad. It's important that you're looked after well and that you grow up happy and healthy and strong. And I do also emphasize that some people don't have enough money to feed their children, or to do sort of basic stuff with them, but that is not neglect. It's people that have the ability to do that and that don't look after their children. So we just have to find a nice, kind way of doing it and sharing with the kids. So I'm going to skip through this song and go to the Say No to Secrets, because I do want to do the digital program with you as well. So we do this no secrets rule. So sometimes when people hurt you or touch your private parts, they'll ask you to keep it a secret. So we need to learn the Say No to Secrets rule. That's when people are doing things to hurt you and they don't want other people to find out what they're doing. So they'll try and tell you things that are not true. They might say, people won't listen to you. Don't believe them. People will say it's your fault. People won't love you anymore. People say that you're going to get into trouble if you tell. I'm going to hurt you if you tell, or I'll hurt somebody in your family. We've got to tell children, don't believe them. They're trying to say that so that you don't tell. So again, we're giving children scenarios so that they can understand what people are trying to do if they're trying to abuse them. Then we play this game, which is it a secret or surprise? And again, you can do this in the classroom, put loads of things in a jar or in a hat and get kids to pick it up and say, is this a secret or is it a surprise? And so that children can grasp, what are we doing here? You know, we're having a special party for Mummy's birthday. Is that a secret or a surprise? Okay, it's a surprise. You know, let's play a touching game, but we mustn't tell anyone. It's going to be our little secret. That is a secret. So giving children ideas and ways to understand what we're saying, again, is very important. And the most important thing to do is to always tell a safe adult. And here is the Say No to Secrets song.
I'm not gonna keep your secrets. We're not gonna keep your secrets. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. No, we're not gonna keep your secrets. If you try to hurt me, I'm gonna tell on you. Come on, everyone, we're gonna tell someone. If you try to do things I know are wrong, I'll be strong. I'm gonna tell someone. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. We're not gonna keep your secrets. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. No, we're not gonna keep your secrets. If you try to bully me, I know that's wrong. I'm gonna tell someone. We're gonna tell someone. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no, 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 no. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. We're not gonna keep your secrets. I'm not gonna keep your secrets. No, we're not gonna keep your secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no to secrets. We say no.
So again, the kids love that song, and it's a great way to engage. Every single one of these songs allows you to start the conversation in a positive way, and you can add things in and make it more complex as you go along. But Everything is there for you to know how to use the program. So My Body is My Body has got free courses on our website. And it's a proper learning management system, an LMS, that we have on our website, and you can do. We've got 5 courses. So the first course is Introduction to Child Maltreatment and Safeguarding Children. Just a basic course, 45 minutes, giving you why we need to teach about child abuse prevention, why, how to deal with it, what to look for, all the signs, how to deal with a child that comes to you and reveals their abuse to you, very important, and how to report. Course 2, this is how to teach the My Body is My Body program. So there's a full tutorial on how to present each song, and you can print out the tutorials and use them. And then on top of that, we've got lesson plans for teachers, which go in more depth into the tutorials. Course 3 is Safeguarding Fundamentals, which we are very, very proud to have. This was written by a well-respected lady here in England who writes for people like the NSPCC and other associations for safeguarding. And she works with schools and DSLs, and she has donated this course to us. The only thing this course doesn't have in it is the law, because we've done it for the world, and so we couldn't put different laws in for different areas. So this is but it is a complex safeguarding course, which gives you wonderful detail into safeguarding children. It's really all the principles and practices of safeguarding children. Course 4, Digital Discoverers, is what I'm going to go through with you now. It's a young explorers navigating the internet, a project to empower children on internet safety, which is our next biggest problem that we've got at the moment. And also we have a course which I wrote with Dr. Tufale for new mothers, providing helpful tips and information to guide young mothers. I wanted to do this because working with a lot of refugee centers, there's a lot of very young mothers there, sort of 12, 13, 14, 15, that have no idea about raising a child or pregnancy or what to do with a newborn. So we put that together. So I hope those are helpful to you. And as I say, they're all on the website. The only thing you have to do is register on our website to be able to access the courses and the resources and the programs. So these are some of our resources, and we've got these in different languages, which is the signs of abuse. We've got quizzes, we've got safety rules for children. A lot of times we print these out and let them take them home so they can talk to their parents about them. The children's workbook. We've got a family safety plan. This is the teacher lesson plans that we've got, that each lesson should take no more than 15 minutes. So it's not a big chunk of people's time, but will save them so much time in the long run with the children. And then we also have quizzes and evaluating the reception and effectiveness of the My Body is My Body program in schools. So, and then the questions are for 2 different age groups. We've got for younger kids and for the older kids. So hopefully we've got something for everyone there. Right. And then also how to deal with a child if they disclose abuse to you. I've done that so that people can put it on, like dealing with NGOs and schools, and also some classroom reminders for keeping safe. Right. Our partners, we're very, very proud of our partners. Of course, we have ISPCAN, End Violence Against Children, Global Goodwill Ambassadors Foundation, First Source, who we're busy working with them to teach their 20,000 staff our program to take into their communities. Compassion International, And we've just partnered with Rotary International for the whole of Africa and the whole of the Mediterranean. So we, as I say, are very proud of our wonderful partners. Right, now, let me see how much time I've got. Not a lot. I'm just going to go through this quickly, just because 1 in 3 internet users on the internet are children. So, and it is a minefield out there. Apparently, more than 175,000 children are first-time users every single day on the internet. 175,000 new users that are kids every day. So we need to empower children on the internet. And that's what this program is about. So we want to explain to children what the internet is, how it works, and then how to keep safe. This is the song for the internet, and it's called Keep Safe on the Internet.
Keep safe, keep safe. Let's keep it safe, keep safe, keep safe. Let's keep it safe, keep safe on the internet. Follow these rules and never forget. We've got to keep safe. We've got to keep safe in this digital world where we all connect. Information is private. Never forget, never forget. Don't share your full name, address, and your number. No sharing passwords, these rules to remember. Don't share your full name, address, and your number. No sharing passwords, these rules to remember. Keep safe on the internet. Follow these rules and never forget. We've got to keep safe. We've got to keep safe. Keep safe. Keep safe.
So that's basically the song, but it gives the kids all the rules. And we've done it a little bit for older children because I think usually about 7, 8 is when they go on, but you can use it for younger children as well. It's simple enough. So we go through what is the internet, and this is Ellie, by the way, that's explaining everything. So we learn about firewalls, servers, just basically, and then routers, and then there's a diagram as to how it goes from one computer through the router, through the server, through the firewall, and to your friend's computer, just so that they have some kind of understanding of how it all works, because otherwise it's just kind of magic. So navigating the internet, we talk about what browsers are, and then what to put in an address bar, what to put in a search box, and what are safe websites to go on. So Kidtopia, KidSearch, and Kiddle are places where parents can let their children search, and they should be safe. Again, throughout this course, there's activities for the kids to do. So this is something that you can do online on our internet with your children or with your class, so that you can teach them. Again, lots and lots of activities. Understanding websites we go through. And again, some more safe places to go and look. Cool Maths, National Geographic, BBC Bite Size, all great websites for the kids. So understanding internet. So we look at online privacy and checking with adults, and it's about keeping personal information safe while we're on the internet. And personal information is information that tells people about who we are. It could be your full name, home address, school name, or the city we live in. So we're teaching children, don't give out lots of information about what you're doing, where you live, what school you're at, because there are some unscrupulous people out there. We talk about pop-ups. What is a pop-up? Because a lot of children click on these things and end up costing their parents lots and lots of money, because they can be tricks, and it can also give your computers viruses. So it says stay on the safe game or the safe internet site that you're visiting. Again, activities, what to share, what not to share. A good classroom activity again. So you can share your favorite color, your favorite food, books, games, but you don't share your full name, your home address, your email address, etc. So this is the not share game. Online communications, right? So how do we communicate on the website? Message apps. What is a screenshot? We talk about people doing screenshots of things. So even if you delete them, it's screenshotted and they can still share it with other people. So we talk about WhatsApp, Snapchat, and Messenger. Again, to give kids a good idea. All these videos are 5 minutes and under. So it's something that you can do one every day. And there's 9 videos, and they're all animated and introduced to you by Ellie. So we talk about email, and then don't open emails from people you don't know because they might not be safe. Always ask a grown-up if you're unsure about an email. Again, fun things to do about using emojis and sending people emojis and saying to them, what is this, like Lion King, Finding Nemo, Frozen. Again, always remember to be sure to have a parent or guardian nearby when you're doing online activities. And then we do quizzes. Each section has got a quiz as well for the kids. Strong passwords, really important. So we go on longer is stronger, mix it up, no personal information, and keep it safe. So there's a whole section on how to create a good, strong password for the children and how to remember your passwords. So doing something like a favorite animal or a color you love and combine that with a number or a special word, or a favorite nursery rhyme, anything like that. And your lucky numbers. So we talk about how to create a great password. Sharing photos and videos online, really, really, really important about what do we share. So we share happy moments, no personal information, always ask for permission from a grown-up or your friends before you post a picture of them, because they might not want that picture online. No embarrassing photos, and keep private things private. And we emphasize here, remember, once a photo is shared online, it can be really hard to completely remove it. You might remove it, but other people will save it, share it, or even change it. So think twice before you post, and when in doubt, ask an adult. Cyberbullying, big thing at the moment with all of our children, whether they're young or teenagers, and that we explain to the kids what is cyberbullying. When somebody uses technology like computers, smartphone, or tablets to be mean or hurtful or unkind, it can happen through online things, through mean messages, spreading rumors, sharing embarrassing pictures. Cyberbullying is like regular bullying, but it happens on the internet. So again, what to do if you're being cyberbullied? Don't respond, save the evidence, tell a trusted adult, block or unfriend the bully, report the cyberbullying, and be an upstander. So many times we see children that are being bullied and their friends do not know what to do. So we need to show them that we do need to speak up. And people are not alone with cyberbullying, and you can do something about it, and we can make a difference. Again, there's activities and the importance of asking for help. This is so big, as for abuse and for internet abuse. Talk to a trusted adult, share your worries and show them what you saw. If there's something that worries you or you're unsure about, show it to your trusted adult. You can take a screenshot, explain what happened, or show them immediately. This way they'll understand what you're talking about and they'll be able to help you. Who can you talk to? Parents, carers, teachers, school counselors, online safety helplines. If you've got nobody at home, there are online safety helplines to help. And asking for help is a smart and responsible thing to do. We've got an internet safety pledge at the end, so the children can go through that. And then we also have a certificate of completion for them, so that they can be an official internet explorer. So thank you for listening. I know it's been a lot of stuff to kind of get through. In the presentation are our LinkedIn links, the My Body is My Body QR code and the YouTube QR code, so that you can find everything. Our YouTube has got like over 450 videos on it in different languages, in different categories. So please help yourselves. And as I say, sign up on the website and you have access to everything that we've been speaking about today. So thank you.
Thank you, Chrissy. What an amazing presentation. I'm sure you're exhausted. So if you need to take a drink of water while we pull up the questions, feel free. We do have some wonderful engagement that happened in chat and Q&A. So with that, some questions, if you're ready. The first one is, what is your evaluation tool for showing efficacy of this program for primary prevention rather than secondary prevention? Talking about the abuse after it has occurred.
Okay. So doing this at a young age is so important. We've come across so many children that have been abused, but we've also got stories about children who have been they've prevented the abuse through using this program. And one instance of a child, well, there was a brother and a sister who got out of a terrible situation. Their parents were using them for pornography. And we found that out through doing this program. And so we stopped a whole pornography ring, got the children into care. And the next year when I went back to see the children, went back to the same school, the kids came up to me and said, "Thank you so much. We're so happy in our new home." And it was just such an amazing difference. And then I think I shared this with you the other day, about a young girl in the Sudan. And we get a lot of stories about kids that have come up and said, I've said no, and I've told people no, and it stopped the abuse. But this one was a young girl that had the My Body is My Body program in Sudan. A gentleman had exposed himself to her and was wanting to sexually abuse her. And because she'd seen the program, she shouted at the top of her voice, ran off to her father, who took her to the police station, and they spoke to the inspector there. And she explained how this man, he had his private parts out, and this happened and that happened. And the inspector said to her, "How do you know so well about how to tell?" Because he was amazed that she could verbalize everything, because most children, when they've been in that kind of situation, don't know what to say. They're just like, somebody was there, and but she said, this happened and that happened and this is what I did. And he said, how do you know? And she said, "I've done the My Body is My Body program." So we know that the program works. And we also know that from studies that children that are prevented from having abuse, it makes a massive change in their lives. I mean, and every time we get a story, we know that kid's life is different now.
Thank you so much for that answer. And I do, you and I spoke about the challenge of measuring prevention,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the efficacy that comes with the program beyond reach. And so I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, it's hard to measure prevention. We can only measure prevention through the stories that we get. And also the other kids that have said no and didn't realize that that was going to happen. And the other story is there was a little boy in New Zealand this last week whose grandfather was tickling him, and he told his grandfather, no, you're not allowed to do that. I don't like it, and this is my body. And he's done the My Body program. So I think it's so good when we hear things about kids going, no, so that as they grow up, I think it's so important that as they become teenagers and they start dating, that they've got that empowerment and that body empowerment to say, no, you can't do that. Well, that makes me feel uncomfortable. Please don't do that. So that's where we want kids to be, is being able to stand up for themselves and being empowered. I want to empower as many children as we can.
Perfect. Thank you. There's an interesting question about artificial intelligence, as we know, it's, obviously beginning to permeate everything, including child safety. So the question is, how do you think that could be incorporated eventually, maybe into your own programs or certainly into child safety in general?
I think, it's all very new. I think creating videos and things like that, it'll help greatly and save time. I think we'll be able to get more information out. I think also AI will be able to help us do more research, because if we put data into the AI, it'll spit it out a lot quicker than somebody trawling over doing things. So I think on the research side, I think we've just got to be careful with AI that the right information is being used, because as much good information that is in AI, there's also going to be a lot of misinformation. And so when you're doing your research and when we're checking things and facts and figures, we're going to have to be doubly sure that what we're checking is from the correct sources. And I think AI is fantastic. I think there's some great opportunities, and I think as it grows, and we might be able to educate more children, but we also have to, which is why we're having the big conference here in England at the moment, we have to be careful that what's going out is the truth, because misinformation spreads quicker than good information a lot of times.
Well, maybe that leads us to our next question in the spreading of information quickly. There's a specific question about the Internet Safety Program, just keeping kids safe in their searches. Any thoughts on specifically when children go to search? I know,
Okay, that's why in the program that I've included special search engines that children should go on. I think a lot of times parents don't have a lot of safety protocols, or parents may have safety protocols on, and then the kid goes to the grandparents and they don't have the safety protocols on because the kids aren't there all the time, so we've got to be careful. So I would suggest more, if you've got young kids, to look at the specific search engines and only put those on where the children can be safe. And those search engines don't go anywhere else. And then as you go, it's difficult. Trying to keep on top of it, trying to make sure that what are they watching on YouTube? What are they looking at? And I was speaking to another lady who was saying that undesirable people, I'm not sure what to call them, but undesirable people are putting images on the internet and tagging them with things that children will look for. like fairies. And she said this child typed in fairies and was looking at pictures and came across naked people. So yeah, it's really difficult, because you can say, don't type any, you can put in, you can't type any keywords in that has sex or anything like that, but you wouldn't particularly think about fairies. And you can't second guess what people are going to put in, and tag. And I understand that people like Google and that can't check every single image that goes up, as it goes up, because there's just hundreds of thousands all the time. So, as I say, I think it's best to use, if you've got young kids, use the child-friendly search engines, so that they can't go to normal places where they could find undesirable stuff.
Perfect. Thank you. There is one more question in regards to the internet program. Do you teach the children about algorithms, especially teens, how what they search then becomes an algorithm for additional searches? And do you show them how what they're searching?
We didn't go into that because this program is just for introduction to the internet. So maybe we'll add on for older kids a bit later. But no, so that doesn't cover, it just covers how the internet works and how to keep safe, because it's as I say, it's an introduction to using the internet, as kind of like the My Body is an introduction to child abuse prevention. This is an introduction to the internet and internet safety.
Perfect. Thank you. And then there's a question about how the program works for children with disabilities or special educational needs.
Yes, it works fine. It's we're busy actually trialing it at the moment with a SEND school here in Gloucester, and as I say, that's why we've done the children's workbook with the Makaton images, so that they can relate to the Makaton images and the music. All children love music, so we've got the sign language. So we can do hard of hearing children, and then the only thing we haven't, blind children can hear the songs and the speech, but yeah, I mean, when I did the program in America, you integrate a lot of disabled children and special needs children into your schools, so they all took part in the program and loved it. It was incorporated. So I think, as I say, the biggest thing is to keep it fun, keep it positive, and keep it empowering, and that's what works with the children and the parents, because you've got to have the parents on side as well to be able to teach these in the schools. You want the PTAs and people to be behind doing these programs in the schools. So, there was only one time that I wasn't allowed into a school, and it was in a very remote part of East Tennessee, where I wasn't allowed in.
So there's an interesting comment about engaging senior citizens in programs, that that storytelling or multiple generation approach to preventing child abuse.
Great. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea, and that's what we try and do. That's why we make this program free, so that anyone in the community that works with children or that is associated with an NGO or an organization can learn this. It's not rocket science. And if you like working with kids and you've got grandkids, do it with your grandkids. Anyone can teach this. It's that simple that it's easy to learn. You don't need hours and hours and hours of your tutoring. It's pretty easy, and as the kids learn it, that the kids will ask the questions. You know, people always go, you know, what else can you teach them? The kids will come back with the questions. They know what they want to know. And once you open those lines of communication, that's the important part, so that they understand it's okay to talk about this. It's all right to ask if something goes on. And that also helps for as they grow up, you know, so that they know, oh, you know, mom and dad, I can talk to them about this kind of thing, or I can talk to Auntie Sue or, you know, uncle about this. You know, I'm comfortable with talking to them about it, you know, or my teacher. And that is what opening the lines of communication is about.
Big thank you. And the question, how do you think this program should be reinforced?
Reinforced, yes. Don't just do it once and think that's it. I find that that's a big problem that I have with what's going on in the schools here at the moment, is they have one thing a year, and then they tick a box saying, right, we've done safeguarding, we've taught children about child abuse prevention, that's it. It's not. It's got to be reinforced. And you've got 6 songs there. So if you're in the school and you're noticing something with one child or a couple of children, there's problems, bring a song in, do the song, do a question and answer, and reiterate what they've learned. And as I say, you can always bring in extra questions, you can bring in topics. What's been going on in the paper? Have you read about this? This happened. What would you do in this circumstance? You know, so or you can have a if it don't feel right, don't do it. You can have a session on bullying. You can have a session on peer pressure. What would you do if somebody was trying to get you to do something and you knew you were going to get into trouble about it? You know, and get them to talk. So just use it as the lines of communication. Use it to get the class to talk. But it's so important not to just do it once. It's got to be done over and over again and reinforced. So I would say at least every couple of months.
Well, and your program makes it easy to do that because there are age appropriate levels to the program. So it's, you know, it's a building stone to the next age appropriate level. So I think you've done a great job building that reinforcement into the depth of the program.
Thank you.
Well, I know that you have been presenting nonstop, so you haven't had the ability to check the chat box or to see, but I just want to point out the overwhelming comments of just positivity towards the program. A lot of comments on the depth of the program. Like, it isn't just the songs, it's the toolkit, it's the infographics, it's, you know, the building of the ages. I mean, there's the quizzes. I mean, the resources are so deep for each topic that you cover. And I just think most programs tend to skim the surface. And, you know, as you even said, there's more to grow from there. But I think the depth of the program is really speaks to how committed you are to this.
Thank you.
I'm curious about who, you know, we've talked about teachers implementing, and I know in one of your slides you talked about who can implement. Where do you see the bulk of that implementation right now? Like what's that discipline potentially, and where would you like to see, you know, a discipline embrace it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's done in the classrooms. We've got quite a few teachers that are ambassadors and that have taken it in, and we're working with Rotary in South Africa through another organization to actually put it in all the schools in South Africa. So that's one of our big things is to try and get it into education departments and schools, and the other places that are a big part of what we're doing are NGOs that just take it, I mean, a lot to the street kids, to the orphanages, to the, you know, to a lot to children that really need some guidance. So the NGOs play a big part of what we're doing. So yeah, and whoever, you know, I'm quite amazed sometimes when I see people that are getting involved, and that's why I always say to everyone, it's something anyone can present, you know. You don't need a degree to do it. You just need to have the will to want to make a difference.
You've had many people volunteer to be ambassadors for you within the regions. We probably have about 75 countries represented here today. When you watched the chat, there were individuals who were interested in becoming ambassadors. So I would say to
wow.
anyone in the audience, yeah, how would you like them to contact you to become an ambassador within their region?
Okay, that's super. Thank you very much to all of you. What you need to do, we do require our ambassadors to take course 1 and course 2. So that's Introduction to Child Maltreatment, and also how to teach the My Body is My Body program, because we want you to have a good understanding of the program. I mean, you can take the other courses if you want, but those 2 are a prerequisite. And then once you've done that, you fill in the, we've got an ambassador section on our website, and there's a form that you fill in, and you tell us who you work with and what interests you have in helping children. And then once you've done that, we will go through that and give you your ambassadorship, and then we'll give you all the tools to take it out. And you can download the resources, and then we've got how to present it in your community. We've got a presentation on that. I've actually got more resources than what I put on there. I kind of just put the general ones in, but there's a lot there that will help you take it out into your communities. But yes, and we also, if we don't have it in your language, please let us know so that we can look for volunteers to help us translate. Because we are going to continue doing different languages. It's very important to me that children are taught in their native language so that they understand it as much as possible.
And I had asked Chrissy how she was able to translate in 27 languages, and it sounded like it was through volunteers and ambassadors, which is amazing.
Absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've just had some amazing people, and you know, I had a lady from Croatia that just contacted me through LinkedIn and said, do you want it in Croatian? She says, I'll do the translations, and I'm a singer. So she did the translations and sang all the songs. So all I had to do was animate it, and we had a whole new language. You know, I mean, just stunning people, really. I think if you ever feel down about what's going on in the world, you just have to have a look around, that there are some absolutely amazing people that do help and do fantastic things, you know. So, and that's what I wake up to. Although we're dealing with a really serious subject, there are so many amazing people that want to make a difference. So thank you.
Well, and you are one of those amazing people who is making an incredible difference. So I hope you know that.
Thank you.
And there's a reason why Chrissy's program was chosen as kicking off for our prevention campaign. It's really this wonderful recognition that child empowerment and children themselves can be, the first tier of stopping child abuse, of preventing it. So, and again, your program, the depth and the richness is an incredible step forward in this specific area of child abuse prevention. Is there any closing comments you'd like to make? I mean, you've done such an amazing job, but I know there's...
I just wanted to say that one of the other things that we're working on is actually getting youngsters involved. I'm busy working with the Children's Parliament of India. They have got 30 million children. Okay, and so what we're going to do is try and just tweak the program a little bit so that they can take it out into their communities. So I think that would be the next step in the program, is actually to get young teens involved as ambassadors and see how they can share. Because also it's important to get them involved, because they're going to be our next generation of parents. So if they understand what the detriment is of child abuse and how they can prevent it and why they need to do this, that's going to be fantastic.
And they also are keenly aware of how difficult it is to navigate at those younger ages through,
Yes.
these encounters that could potentially be abusive. And so, yes, that would be an amazing level to get as these teen ambassadors.
Yes. So that's our next sort of project.
Well, perfect. So I would like to share my screen for just a moment here. I just have a couple things that I would like to share, and one of them is probably just an incredible thank you to Chrissy for sharing her programs, for making them open access to us, free of charge in multiple languages. I mean, there is no greater gift, I think, that you can give to our sectors. So please accept an incredible heartfelt thank you for that. And then just a reminder to everyone about today's session. You will receive a link to the recording of the session, the presentation slides, all the shared resources and links. And again, it's just skimming the surface of Chrissy's website. I think you could probably spend an entire day to see what great resources she has out there, and tips and tools to help you implement her program within your regions. And then, as always, you'll have a ISPCAN certificate of attendance. And then I briefly touched on our prevention campaign. Again, Chrissy, thank you for kicking it off. It is 19
pleasure.
days of resources and programs and best practice. And we just really would like you to be engaged with us. So if you could use the hashtag #RiseUpToEndChildAbuse, please share any resources or great things that you have going on in your area through social media. Some of those we'll post on our ISPCAN website as well. And again, we would just love for you to be part of this campaign in the countries you represent and the disciplines you represent. And we'll be sending out marketing information with just a reminder that we do have additional webinars on November 8th with our country partner, Eliza, and November 15th with the Smile of the Child. And then we are so excited to really announce this new journal, open access journal, that ISPCAN is kicking off. And this one is really practice-based, really bringing data to action and focus on solutions and outcomes for children. So please visit our website for more information. You are able to contribute to the journal as an author free of charge through June. So we strongly encourage you to use these next few months to really submit abstracts for this new journal. And just, we also encourage you, please visit our website. We have so many amazing new and different things that we took on this year. We have a fresh website. We have a new knowledge hub. We have some cutting edge resources and training materials. Again, this new journal, youth-led happiness projects, this prevention campaign. So there's just so much going on, and it is all located on our website. And as always, if you are not a member of ISPCAN, we'd love to have you join us. Again, a lot of our information is open access. There are things that are member benefits. So for as low as $35 a year, we would love to have you join us. So with that being said, I would like to conclude today's session. I'm not sure Pragati, our CEO, is on as well. Pragati, I didn't know if you had any parting comments that you would like to make to the group, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, I am so proud of this program. Thank you, Chrissy, for kicking off our campaign. Prevention is so important to all of us, and you have shown us how someone, even who is a musician, oh, sorry about my doggy, that can really make a difference in bringing their ideas to life. So each and every one of us can do something. And throughout these 19 days, we really would encourage all of you to contribute a resource, a message, anything that you have to share that your organization is doing in your country that can help us raise awareness about child abuse prevention. So thank you so much, and well done, Jane. Thank you to all of you who have attended, and whatever work you are doing in your countries. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everyone. Have a good day or night, depending on where you are. Thanks again,
Thank you,
Chrissy.
Jane. Thank you, Pragati. Thanks, Holly. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.